Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Camera Junkie. And today we've got a video about a lens that could be coming out. Now, if you see this camera behind me, this is the Panasonic S5. I love this camera and I will do some of these videos with them in the future. Right now I'm shooting the A7C. I also love this camera too. But today, we've heard this rumor for a little bit of time now. So it's not something that's new. I've been reading about this rumor for a couple of months, I believe, that a Panasonic 70-300 lens will be coming out soon, and they're saying soon now, coming soon, near future. 70-300 f4.5 to 5.6. Why is this interesting to me? Well, let's read the little thing here first, then I'll talk about it. The specifications of the Panasonic 70-300 mm are 17 elements in 11 groups, 2 ED lenses, 1 UED lens, 1 UHR lens, minimum shooting distance of 0.54 at 70 millimeters, 0.54 meters, and then 0.74 meters at 300 millimeters. Maximum shooting, it seems that the magnification is 0.5 times at 300 millimeters. The filter diameter is 77 millimeters. The size is 84 millimeters by 148 millimeters, and the weight is 790 grams. So those are the statistics on this thing. So why is this lens interesting to me? Well, I've been in the market a little bit for more of a telephoto lens, but the current options under the Panasonic, and chances are I probably will get the telephoto lens for this camera, the A7C, because here's my argument for it. You know, obviously there are some really great lenses. They've got a couple of 70-200s, the f2.8 and the f4. There's the Sigma 100-400, which is a great lens as well. Something I'm super interested in, but first off, those are great big huge lenses, and I don't really have a ton of room in my bag right now, so I'm kind of looking for something that's more like space efficient, if you will. So a 70-300 is quite interesting to me. So why does this one excite me? Because currently I think that the L Mount, while I think it is a great system, and there's the majority of everything that you need there, there's something for everybody there, but not enough of anything to have any kind of competition, if you will. If you look at the Sony lens lineup right now, and obviously they are still the king of the world right now. They definitely are the king of the world when it comes to the lens lineup, because I'm shooting here today on the Samyang 18mm f2.8. I got that lens for $247 on Amazon. That's a good price for an 18mm f2.8. There's nothing in any other camera company's full-frame mirrorless camera systems right now that even can compete with this, value for price. I mean, it looks like the image quality looks pretty damn good to me on the Sony A7C. If there's a lens that you want to get, right, and it's just something that you might want to play around with, you might take it out of your bag 2 or 3 times a year, maybe something like that, spending the most amount of money on a lens, you're looking for value, right? You're looking for a value lens for the most part. And that's why so like something like Tamron makes a 70-300 for this, which I'm very interested in. It's $500 right now, $499 on Amazon. The 70-300 Sony lens, and it's why I think this lens is probably going to be around $1,200, maybe even $1,300, because the Sony lens for this it's a G lens, and it's I believe that's stabilized and everything. It is stabilized, and that's $1,200. So I'm assuming this will be around $1,200 to $1,300, somewhere in that range. And this is a lens I'm interested in because it's more of a travel-friendly lens, but the price tag on it is probably going to detract me from wanting to buy this. It's going to be a great system lens. It is. I mean, I think if there's one thing that kind of holds the L Mount back right now, they came out not too long after, Canon and Nikon. And I think when you look at Canon and Nikon right now, in native Canon lenses, native Nikon lenses, they have a complete system. I mean, does it have some holes? Sure, it has some holes. But I mean, they've been steadily putting out lenses. Well, Panasonic just kind of hasn't. What, they put out one last year, the 85, to my knowledge. They only put out one, and I mean, they've got one on the books this year, and they've got a couple on the books that are, they have a 24mm 1.8 that I'm interested in. I think they have a 51.8, and a 35.1.8, which I'm also interested in. But those are all going to be probably expensive lenses too. So I don't know. I want a 70-300. I kind of like the 100-400. When I look at the 100-400 Sigma lens, the price is kind of just about right on that one. for something that I would only use once in a while. $900 for lens is probably more at the high end, very high end. It's something I would actually have to really think about if I wanted to buy, especially something that I'm only going to use a couple of times a year. I'm interested in a telephoto lens, and I think that if this lens came out and it was around $700, I would snap on it just like that. It's not going to be $700. Let's just get that out of the way. It's not going to be $700, unfortunately. But if it was, like I said, I'd probably buy this thing right away, and I think a lot of other people would too. And I think it's not a bad idea for Panasonic to put a price on that, because here's the thing. If you look at this lens at $700, probably twice as many people are going to buy it than they would at $1,200. So now you're making more money. Yes, you have to create more lenses, but in the end, you're selling twice as many products, so you're making more money. So I highly doubt they're going to do that, because if they can get $1,200 for it, they're going to get $1,200 for it. If they can get $1,300, they're going to get $1,300. But my thought process is that being that they're such a kind of a young company, or young mount, not necessarily the L Mount's been around for a long time, but it's been around in Leica. And I'm sure Leica, I've never even looked at Leica lenses, because I have, but I never really paid much attention to them, because I think the cheapest one I could find was like $6,000. The majority of us are probably not in the market for a $6,000 lens. Maybe some of us are, but a good bit of us probably aren't in the market for a $6,000 lens. I'm not one of those people. If I had $6,000, I probably wouldn't spend it on camera gear. You know what I mean? So I'm excited about this lens. I'm excited to see what it costs. I'm excited to see, what the image quality is. And of course, I'll watch all the reviews and stuff like that. I'm very much interested in, because I'm looking for a nice travel lens. I am kind of looking more of a longer telephoto. What I mean by that is something like a 24-300 would be badass. Something that I could put on there and use for just about everything. You know what I mean? When it comes to travel, being able to shoot, in close proximity, as well as get out to some distance as well. So maybe, I'm interested in doing some like wildlife photography. I'm getting ready to go back to the United States. I'm actually in England. So if you're new to this channel, which everybody is new to this channel because it's a new channel, get ready to go back to the United States. And I want, my family's got some land that I'm interested in going out and doing some like wildlife photography, maybe birds, deer, whatever I can find out there. And I'm interested in doing some plane spotting and, maybe bird stuff, things of that nature. But it's not something I'm going to go out and do every single day. So a telephoto lens, I'm looking for bang for buck. Now I know the 70-300 Tamron is not going to have stabilization in it, but the A7C's got pretty decent stabilization, and I think I'd be just fine. But I'm interested in this because I want a different lens for this. Right now, I've only got is the 14-24 Sigma lens, the f2.8, which is a great lens, but it's it's a very niche lens. It's only for very certain things, and I think that having something, a little more useful is has a more wide range of uses. So 70-300 is pretty interesting to me. But I would kind of like to see something more along the lines of like a 24-300. Nobody has that, but that'd be kind of cool. Anyways, that's about it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.